All right, so last night, President Trump, he took to Twitter and he wrote, quote, "Why isn't the House Intelligence Committee looking into the Bill and Hillary deal that allowed big uranium to go to Russia, Russian speech money to Bill, the Hillary Russian reset, praise of Russia by Hillary, or Podesta, Russian and company? Trump-Russia story is a hoax. Make America great again." Now, putting aside the embarrassing Russian reset strategy, the Hillary Clinton tried and failed to enact a Secretary of State. That's irrelevant right now. Tonight, I want to focus directly on what could be the single most damning connection between the Clintons and Russia. In other words, the rarely covered scandal. Ted Koppel probably didn't cover it. Now, tonight, for weeks now, we've been telling you there is zero evidence of this 8-month-old media conspiracy narrative that President Trump and his campaign were secretly colluding with Putin and the Russians. Zero evidence. Now, tonight, I want to focus on the real scandal that is rarely covered by this alt-left propaganda destroy Trump media, and it does involve the Clintons and an enormous mining company called Uranium One. Let me give you some background. Uranium One is a Canadian-based multinational operation. Now, they extract uranium, which, of course, is a key material that's used in nuclear weapons. They do it from Asia, Africa, and Australia. Now, Uranium One is responsible for 1/5 of all uranium production right here in the United States. Here's the backstory. Back in 2013, a company directly tied to the Russian government purchased Uranium One, a move, by the way, that was approved in part by Hillary Clinton's State Department. That's a very big deal. Now, this move allowed Russia and Vladimir Putin to control 20% of all uranium production right here in the United States. And you're thinking, that sounds weird, right? If you haven't heard this before, you're probably watching the mainstream media. And it gets a lot worse. In 2015, even the New York Times, they broke a bombshell report. The headline was, quote, "Cash flowed to Clinton Foundation amid Russian uranium deal." Now, according to the Times findings, Ian Telfer, who is the chairman of Uranium One, made huge, massive donations to the Clinton Foundation. Now, the Times writes, quote, "As the Russians gradually assumed control of Uranium One in 3 separate transactions from 2009 to 2013, Canadian records show a massive flow of cash made its way to the Clinton Foundation." And while millions of dollars flowed into the Clinton Foundation from the chairman of Uranium One, the Times also reported that Bill Clinton racked up massive, huge speaking fees in Moscow. The Times writes, quote, "Shortly after the Russians announced their intention to acquire a majority stake in Uranium One, well, Mr. Clinton received $500,000 for a Moscow speech from a Russian investment bank with links to the Kremlin that was promoting Uranium One stock." Now, right here on this program, Clinton Cash best-selling author Peter Schweitzer, he provided even more damning information into the Clinton connection to Uranium One. Remember, Putin and Russia, as a result of Hillary Clinton signing off, millions of dollars going to the Clinton Foundation and Bill Clinton, they got 20% of our uranium as a result of this deal. Watch Peter. The Uranium One deal is the greatest example where Vladimir Putin now has control of 20% of our uranium resources, which is insanity. And there was how much paid in that deal when all is said and done?
Well, you have yeah, Sean, you have 9 individuals connected with this tiny uranium company that wants to be sold to the Russian government, which Hillary's State Department signs off on, in addition to other government agencies. But no other government agency had a head who had 9 individuals connected to that company that sent a combined $145 million to the Clinton Foundation. I mean, that is a massive conflict of interest.
That's unbelievable. Massive amount of money. They got a huge payback, and they now control 20% of America's uranium. Now, here's a big question. Why aren't the Democrats that have been pushing a theory that's false with no evidence for 8 months, why aren't members of the alt-radical left destroyed Trump media, why aren't they worried about what is the real alleged Russian association? They're so worried about Russia meddling in the election. Isn't this far more worthy of an investigation? I wouldn't hold your breath. Now, meanwhile, liberal lawmakers, they're now trying to impugn the character of the House Intelligence Committee chair. That's Devin Nunes. Now, last week, Democrats were outraged after the congressman announced that he had briefed the president on new information he had received that proved the Obama administration did, in fact, surveil President-elect Trump and his transition team. Now, on this program, Chairman Nunes said it was his duty to inform the president. Yesterday, Democrats up in arms because they learned that Nunes met his source on the White House grounds. All right, sounds nefarious. Not really. Congressman Nunes said he did it in order to be near a secure location where he could properly view the material provided by his source. But that's not good enough for liberal Democratic snowflake lawmakers. Many, like House Minority Leader Pelosi, they're now calling for Nunes to recuse himself, like Senator Snowflake Schumer are calling for him to be replaced. This is nuts. Watch this.
If Speaker Ryan wants the House to have a credible investigation, he needs to replace Chairman Nunes. Chairman Nunes seems to be more of a partisan for the president than an impartial actor. He has not been cooperating like someone who was interested in getting to the unvarnished truth.
Yeah, they don't care about the truth. Neither does media. Now, Congressman Nunes, to his credit, he's not backing down. Here's what he said earlier today.
Are you going to stay as chairman and run this investigation?
Well, why would I not? You guys need to go ask them why why these things are being said.
So can this investigation continue as you as chairman?
Why would it not?
Because
aren't I briefing you guys continuously?
So but they're
keeping you up to speed.
But they're saying that it cannot run as you as chair with you as chairman.
You got to go talk to them. That sounds like their problem. I don't have, my colleagues are perfectly fine. I mean, they know we're doing an investigation, and that will continue.
And earlier today, Speaker Ryan was asked if Nunes should recuse himself. He said no. Congressman Nunes better be ready because the Democrats, they'll pull out every dirty trick out of their hat to impugn his character and his integrity. The real story the media won't tell you. That's what this is about. You want corruption? Look at the Hillary Clinton Foundation, the Clinton Family Foundation. Look at the money that went in Bill's pocket. And she had to sign off 20% of America's uranium going to Putin and Russia. Oh, I thought the media was concerned about this. Here with